In the UK, the cost of living crisis is exposing the severity of an alarming trend: food poverty. Millions are being pushed below the breadline as food prices soar, with many people struggling to feed themselves and their families. Over the last 3 years, record numbers of people have been seeking help, turning to food banks to help put enough food on the table. The main cause of this severe problem is food price inflation. As of January 2024, the current rate of inflation for food and non-alcoholic beverages sits at 7%. However, this has come down from the March 2023 high of almost 20%. Regardless of the drop in inflation, it is still a fact that the price of food has been rising severely for almost 3 years, and is still continuing to rise. This is putting extreme pressure on the UK public. Prices are rising even faster for poorer households. This is because the cost of essentials are soaring, and low-income families typically spend a greater proportion of their income on these items. According to the Food Foundation tracker, 15% of UK households, equivalent to approximately 8 million adults and 3 million children, experienced food insecurity in January of 2024. So what exactly is food poverty? People living in food poverty either don't have enough money to buy sufficient nutritious food, struggle to get it because it is not easily accessible in their community, or both. Food insecurity leaves many people reliant on emergency parcels from food banks. For children living in food poverty, a free school meal could be the only guaranteed hot food they eat in a day. Families can sometimes be pushed into crisis during the school holidays because they cannot afford to pay for the food their children would have received during term time. That can also mean parents eat less or skip meals entirely to make sure there is enough for their children to eat. Some people find that they can only afford unhealthy food lacking nutrition. This is causing widening health inequalities between wealthy and disadvantaged people in the UK. The NHS has recorded an increase in hospital admissions for nutrient deficiency. This is because fruit and vegetable consumption among the poorest in society has been dropping for a long time. This is likely to continue into the future and put added strain onto the NHS. So what can be done about this? Is there any way to alleviate the stress and hardship being experienced by families across the UK right now? Unfortunately, waiting for help from the government probably isn't the best course of action, as the budgets are already tight and any changes may take a long time to come into effect. Furthermore, the government has very little control over food prices, as these are usually affected by global factors with many moving parts. However, there is one way in which almost everyone in the UK can take some action towards alleviating the problems: gardening. Whether you are rich, middle class or lower income and are suffering from the rising food prices now, growing your own fruit and vegetables at home can have a significant benefit to your wallet and lifestyle. Although it may not seem like growing a few vegetables at home will make a big difference to your finances, the more people who get on board with it can have a major effect. If a large number of people grew their own food, there would be less demand for food at the supermarket, which could help bring down the prices of many items. The process is simple. Buy some pots, fill it with compost and the right fertilizer, and plant your seeds. If you can learn how to take regular steps to make sure the plant is well nourished, then you should have a nice harvest in the not too distant future. Not only can you benefit from saving money at the supermarket, but your health and, more importantly, your mental health will also benefit. Spending time around nature is one of the best ways of reducing stress, depression, and anxiety. Taking time to learn about plants and taking responsibility for growing your own keeps you in touch with nature, something which is extremely lacking for most people in the modern world. It can help to heal many mental issues and can have lifelong benefits to you and your family. Contrary to what many people believe, growing your own food at home can be a simple process. If you have a garden, then you should have plenty of space to grow a multitude of vegetables all year round. If you do not have a garden, there are plenty of foods which can be grown indoors, many of which require very little sunlight. However, if you have a sun-facing window, then the variety available will increase. Everyone in the UK should take some time to start thinking about gardening and growing their own fruits and vegetables. There are several benefits which will help you and your family to endure the current hard times and give a more peaceful, enjoyable experience for you and your children. If you enjoy this type of content and would like to know more about how to survive and thrive in the current economic conditions, then subscribe to the T15 report. If you know anyone who would like this video, please share it with them. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.